students of class 10, welcome to our geography class, and today we are going to start with the third chapter of our geography syllabus, which is physiography and drainage. So let me tell you what physiography is really all about. India is actually divided into six physiographic divisions on the basis of the varied different physiographic features such as the north and northeastern mountains, then the northern plains, then the peninsular plateau, Indian desert, coastal plains, and islands, right? So let us see north and northeastern mountains. North and northeastern mountains. We know that the Himalayas stretch from the Jammu and Kashmir till the extreme east, that is till Arunachal Pradesh, isn't it? So this is one physiographic. Then the second one is the northeastern mountains. So these are the northeastern mountains. Then the third is the northern plains. These are the northern plains. These are the northern plains. We know that there are many great rivers, perennial rivers flowing through this part of our country. Why? Because they are why do we call them as perennial rivers? Because they are flooded throughout the year, means they have water in them all the 12 months, right? Why? Because in monsoon season they receive rain from water from the rainfall, and then the remaining the remaining months, what happens is, especially in the summer season, when we see that the peninsular rivers dry up in the summer season, but these rivers that flow in the northern part of our country do not dry up because they receive water from the Himalayan mountains. In summer season the ice melts, the snow melts, and that after it melts it joins the rivers, and therefore these rivers keep on receiving water throughout the year. Okay, so these rivers are very rich in alluvial soil. They bring a lot of deposits along with them, which is very good for the growth of plants, growth of crops, and therefore you see a stretch of northern plains. You can see that in green color also it is mentioned there, northern plains. You can see that northern plains. Okay, that is here till here. Fine. Then the next is the peninsular plateau. So this is the peninsular plateau that we see. Peninsula, we know what a peninsula is. It is a land which is surrounded by water on its three sides. So this is one side, this is the second side, and then this is the third side. And what is there around it? It is all water. So this is a landmass and it is surrounded by water on its three sides, and therefore this part of the country is called as the peninsular region. Oh, okay. Then the Indian desert. We have the Indian desert here in Rajasthan. Fine. Then we have the coastal plains. We have the coastal plains. Coastal plains, why? Because this part, the western part of our country, is surrounded by the sea water. Which sea is there? It is the Arabian Sea here to the west, and to the east it is the Bay of Bengal, and here to the south it is the Indian Ocean. Fine. So these regions are called as the coastal regions. Fine. And then the islands. There are islands. We have number of islands to our left and right of the country. These are the Lakshadweep islands. Fine. And then to the east of our country we have the Andaman and Nicobar islands. So we are going to study all about the physiography of the country and the drainage. Now what is a drainage? It is a system used for making water flow away from a place. Fine. So let us start. So before we start, we will have to take a look at the map. Fine. A map is given of our country, and we are going to take a thorough study, or we are going to take a very serious look at the map, and then we will also take a look at the index given to the right hand side. Fine. So the index given here is it is showing about the altitude scale. It is about the altitude. What is altitude? It is height. Fine. So these are the boxes that are in various colors, and to their sides we have the numbers in meters. Fine. So let us try and understand the map better with the help of questions given. So the first question given is, in which direction does the region with an altitude of more than 6,000 meter lie in India? So when they say 6,000 meter, more than 6,000 meter, which is that place which has an altitude of more than 6,000 meters and plus? So we will have to take a look at the index given. I can see 6,000 meters is here. Okay, it is the second box and it is represented in dark orange color. Fine. So where on the map can I see dark orange color? I'll have to take a very close look. So I can see it here in the northern part. It is in the northern part. So your answer should be in the northern direction. Which direction have they asked you? In the northern direction. The answer is in the northern direction. Now the second question. Look for the south flowing river in the peninsular region. In which river basin does it lie? So the answer to this question, peninsular means, are we going to look here, here, here? No way. We are going to look here in this region. This is the peninsular region, isn't it? So we will look here only. So I have the answer here. It is river Godavari. Let me just show you. River Godavari originates in in Brahmagiri mountain. Okay, it originates from Brahmagiri mountains in Nasik in the Western Ghats. Fine. So let me just try to zoom it to you to understand the route of the river. I'm sorry, it must be shaking, but please bear with me. So this is river Godavari, as you can see. This is river Godavari. Fine. Then it originates in Maharashtra on Brahmagiri mountains in Nasik. Then it flows. You can see those blue lines. Yeah, these blue curvy line. Then it comes here. This is Telangana state. Telangana. Okay. Then it crosses again. It doesn't stop anywhere. This is Andhra Pradesh. And finally the river meets in the Bay of Bengal. So this is one river that flows in the south direction in the peninsular region. The next question. So the answer is Godavari river. In which river basin does it lie? For that you must understand what a basin is. So suppose this is river Godavari. Fine. This is the main river. Now there are many small rivers flowing. Okay. Then what happens is these small rivers, okay, they flow and they meet the main river. Fine. They flow and they meet this main river. They flow and they meet like this. So these small rivers which meet the main river, okay, are called as tributaries. Okay, because they contribute their water. They go and confluence, they join the main river. Okay. Now what happens? This main river also then after some time, it keeps on distributing its water. Okay, its water is distributed in different places. So then these are called as distributaries, because now at certain point of place the river starts spreading its water, and those river channels, these also become rivers. Okay, these become small rivers then. So these such rivers are called as distributaries. So together the main river, the tributaries and the distributaries together make a basin. So what basin is that called? We should give it a name. So it joins the main river. These tributaries join the main river, and the main river then divides into many channels, giving rise to distributaries. So together they call, because so this is nothing but the basin that is called is the Godavari basin, because the main river here is river Godavari. So in which river basin does it lie? It lies in Godavari basin. This is the answer to the second question. In which direction is the slope of the region in the north shown in dark green? So let me just adjust this map. In dark green here. Okay, it is shown in the northern direction, and the answer to it is northern direction. And what are they? The northern plains. Northern plains. Fine. Now make a list of plateaus located in between Aravali ranges and Chota Nagpur plateau. Okay, so Aravali range is here. Wait, here. Aravali range is here. Fine. Let me just zoom it out to you. Aravali range. You can see it is in Rajasthan. And the question is, name the plateaus that lie between the Aravali range and Chota Nagpur plateau. Okay, Chota Nagpur plateau. So which are the plateaus in between this? So I can see it is Mewad plateau, Mewad plateau. Then we see the Malwa plateau. You will write down all these answers, right? Then Bundelkhand plateau. Then even Baghelkhand is a plateau, although the word plateau is not mentioned after these names. But this is the answer. Fine. So these are the plateaus that are there in between Aravali and Chota Nagpur plateau. I hope I have shown you all the plateaus here, that is the Mewad, the Malwa plateau and the Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand plateau. Now the next question, name the peak shown in the Eastern Ghats. So if you see it very closely, these are the Eastern Ghats. You can see them, it is mentioned here, Eastern Ghats. So which is the peak in this region, in this Ghats? So it is the Mahendragiri peak. You can see the altitude of this peak, it is 1690 meters. So the answer to this question is Mahendragiri peak. Which mountains demarcate the deep plains of Brahmaputra? So the answer is here. This is the northern east part of North India, the northeast part of our country. Fine. And you can see that this is river Brahmaputra, which comes from Tibet to India. It is called as Dihang when it enters Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, when it enters Arunachal Pradesh, it is called as Dihang. You can see that it is written here Dihang, and it is called as Dilao in Assam. It is called as Dilao in Assam. So their question is, which mountains demarcate which mountains show or mark the limits of river Brahmaputra. Fine. So I can see this Garo Hills. Fine. These are the mountains. Garo Hills demarcate the Brahmaputra river, the deep plains of Brahmaputra river. Garo Hills, Khasi Jaintia Hills. Okay. Then we have the Naga Hills. Then we have the Dafla Hills. So these are the mountains that demarcate the deep plains of river Brahmaputra. So we have finished this first activity. We will proceed towards the next activity, which talks about the different country, Brazil. So I hope you have understood this. So see you in the next session. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.